G'day, I'm here to talk to you about the modifications I've done to my GIC Camper, which includes water pump and battery setup. Now, I don't proclaim to be an expert. I'm not a auto electrician. Let's get into it. Now, this is the business end of my camper trailer. I have two kick-ass 120 amp hour AGM deep cycle batteries. There's one, there's two. They're joined together in parallel. We've got a little mini battery tester here, but I like to use the multimeter. I take that with me everywhere. Now, up here, I have an isolation switch that isolates the batteries from the rest of the system while we're travelling, so there's no chance of any fires, any short outs. I've got 30 amp fuse. This fuse runs to a fuse block at the back of the trailer where all my switches are. This fuse is connected to the CTEC D250S dual, which can run both solar and off the alternator, which I have not. This is where the alternator goes in. I haven't got it hooked up yet, as I do not have the facility on my vehicle as yet, which will be in another video. I will hook something like that up. Now, 240 charger, 240 volt charger. I have it hooked up through a switch, which I can turn on and off. Now, on the outside of the box is a 15 amp inlet. So when we're camped up at a caravan park, I can plug it straight into the 240 system. Now, right down at the back there, I'll show you outside, there is a vent just there, just to keep everything cool while it's charging. Because when I have the 240 hooked up, I can close this lid and rain can't get in, but heat can't get out. So I have the little vent down there just a little bit of heat, bit of air circulate. Now, just around the corner here, at the back of the box, I have an Anderson plug. That's where I'll hook my solar panels up to, and they work wonderfully with the CTEC charger. I think that's it. Now we'll go to the back of the trailer. Now, here we are at the rear of the trailer. Just open it up. The kitchen is on the back door of the trailer. Obviously you can see here the GIC Black Series. Now, under here is where I have my pump. Now, this under here is, if you can see right in the back there, that is my pump. It's a pressure pump, so it holds the pressure so that when you turn the tap on, it doesn't have to pump up anymore. Now I've got it running through off a switch just here, just for safety's sake, so that you can turn it off, because when the tank runs out of water, the pump doesn't want to turn off because it hasn't got any pressure there. It keeps trying to find the pressure. Now I've just got a flick mixer. Easy. Oops, that just all around the ground. I'll clean that up later. Now I'll turn that off. Around the corner here, at the back edge, I have, it's very hard to see. Oh, there we we go. I've got a light. Turn it up. See if that's any better. I have a light. I have 12-volt plug that I use for lights, and also a USB which we use to charge up phones. Now I went to BCF. They had sort of the best switch panels that I could find for my money. Now I've got a switch up the top. This top switch, it runs my fridge, which I have an Anderson plug. I'll show you that in a second. And this one turns these on and off, just so that they're not going. See that? That's the light. Hard to see. Here we go. There's the USBs, the plug. Now, this cable here, or not cable, it's a hose. It runs back down into the bottom of the trailer, and underneath is, right there, in that is a plastic water tank. Now around this side of the camper, I've got the Anderson plug that I plug my fridge into. The fridge sits inside the tent, and when the tent is open, there is a small gap. I can put the plug through, put the lead through to plug into the plug. Now this hole here, that used to be where I used to fill my tank up, but I have modified that, because you used to have to open up the inside of the tent and bring a hose inside the tent if you wanted to fill it up while the tent was up. Now that wasn't practical, because if you're listening to this GIC, that wasn't practical, because you'd get water all through the tent. Right here, through the tent would be water. Under here is the water tank. I modified it. I put a little switch on here to turn this off, just so it's not sucking air through when I've got the pump going. Now I'll show you the modification I've made to that hole. I've now put it, this is up the front of the camper. It is right there, just behind the toolbox. There's the toolbox. That's up the front. It's out now outside the tent when the tent is up, and I just ran a new hose back to the 60 litre water tank. Also, I ran a cable. If you can see here, that's where the cables come out from underneath there, out where the batteries are. Now I've got a cable that runs up here and back along the chassis to the back of the camper, and I've also got a cable that runs up here in underneath the sleeping area. Now I've installed 12-volt plugs, 12-volt socket, a 12-volt socket, and USB for charging phones while we're asleep. And the 12-volt socket is for lights, which comes in very handy inside the camper. Now I did at the back of the toolbox, there is a vent. You see this vent? Put that there just so that when the door's closed and I have this charging through the 240 volt, it just helps to get rid of a bit of heat. I haven't found it get hot yet, but if you go in the outback, I guess 40 degree days, this could get quite hot here. Yeah, so I hope you have enjoyed this video, and please subscribe and like the video. Thank you very much.